If my cover file or my interior file gets rejected from IngramSpark one more time, I'm gonna lose it. Hi, I'm MK Williams. I'm an author and independent publisher. I love sharing my insights all about self-publishing with you. Before I get into the details of today's video, don't forget to hit subscribe. That way you can be here every week as I release new videos on self-publishing, making a career out of being an author, and now being a mompreneur. Hey guys, before we get into today's video, I want to give a big thank you to Formatted Books for sponsoring this video. I'll be telling you more about them soon. And as much as it was super fun and silly to shoot that intro, I have talked with so many authors who are exactly in that place. They are about to pull out their hair, they're about to throw something, probably their computer, because their files that they're submitting to IngramSpark keep getting kicked back. So today I'm going to be going over the troubleshooting that you can do to help your files that you're submitting to IngramSpark get accepted finally. This is probably the top question that I get from people on this channel, and also just hitting me up in my DMs on Instagram and Twitter saying, can you please help me? Please, please, please help me. And then usually I have to go back and forth a lot, and I don't have time for that. So I'm going to try to answer a lot of these common issues that I see in this video. I will have chapters so you can skip to the issue that you have so you can find the answer quickly. If you still have more questions, I do have an option for one-on-one consults, but that's for a full hour and you may not need that. So hopefully this helps you. So I really love being able to connect with so many of you authors on this channel. It's really fun for me. And I love it because when we can all share a win, right? If I can help you out. But it's kind of limiting to connect on this channel because a lot of the time y'all have questions that require me to look at what isn't working and help troubleshooting something. Side note, you can follow the Author Your Ambition page on Facebook and post questions there too. I know then you can actually post an image of what you're seeing, whereas on YouTube you can't do that. So I'll have the link from my Facebook page below. You can follow there. So I really want to take a moment to answer some of the common issues that I see a lot of authors have when they're submitting their files to IngramSpark. I've done videos on using their cover templates and just working with them in general, but here are the most common troubleshooting issues and how I see that you can fix them. Okay, so the first, and I'm going to go in order of the entire process. So the first page, you get a notice that the ISBN is already in use. So I have a video on expanded distribution through KDP, and likely you're adding a book that you already have self-published elsewhere is what I'm guessing is happening. And therefore you need to have that other distributor release the book for expanded distribution. You need to ask that distributor, likely KDP, I'm guessing, Amazon KDP, and then you need to fill out a specific form with IngramSpark. I have a whole video on that process for you. So if that's the case for you, go watch that video now. Or chances are, if you're getting that notice that the ISBN is already in use and you think, nope, I haven't published this anywhere else, I'm guessing you bought the ISBN from an unofficial source, and whoever sold it to you has also sold it to multiple people. In which case, you need to get your ISBN from the official registering body for your country. I've had people reach out to me to say that they've gotten ISBNs off of Fiverr. That's not where you get your ISBNs. They've worked through some kind of third-party service and sounded official, wasn't official. So you need to get your ISBN from the official source. In the US, that is Bowker. And I have an entire series of videos about self-publishing around the world. And so say you're in a different country, that official certifying body that can issue you ISBNs is going to be listed in that video. So go check those out. All right, so the next common issue that I see is my book isn't showing up on any of the retailer sites. So number one, and this is why I put it here because this is on the very first page, did you engage global distribution? So I know a lot of people go through and they'll be like, yep, paperback, da. At the bottom, it has this nice little, it looks like a recycle sign with a globe. You need to click that. Otherwise, you're just saying that you want to be able to print copies of the book through IngramSpark but not sell it anywhere. So one, you need to engage global distribution. And then two, so say you've engaged that, but your book still isn't showing up on any of the retail sites. Has it been more than 2 business days? I see a lot of people post this in different forums and Facebook groups, and they say, oh my gosh, I submitted the book and I've approved it and it's not showing up anywhere. And usually the first question that myself or other people ask is like, well, how long has it been? And they're like, it's been an hour. Okay. So after you submit everything, you still need to approve the proof. And then you need to calm down because IngramSpark says it can take up to 6 weeks. I usually see that it takes about 2 to 3 business days. Sometimes it does take longer, but just hold your horses. Get some tea, plan some of your marketing, just wait, it'll be there. Okay, so that's really not so much of an issue to troubleshoot. That's just more level setting your expectations. The next issue that I see a lot of people mention is pricing. So you're getting to the pricing page where you're putting that in. This page is super glitchy. So you need to pack your patience. So it will automatically convert your price from US dollars to the other currency globally based on what the current rates are now. I'm going to be doing a whole pricing series later on changing it and not just going with the auto set one. Because you don't just want to have it be like, oh, it's $9.99 US dollars, and it's like, this is not going to be an accurate example, like $12.54 in some other currency. You want it to end with that .99 and things like that, and you want to make sure that it's a realistic price in that currency. So I'm going to do a whole thing on that, but it's really glitchy for that conversion to happen. So if you start trying to fill it in, just give it like 30 seconds and it'll autofill for you if that's what you're looking for. It's just really glitchy. So that's nothing to troubleshoot. That's just, again, being a little patient. Before I get into the troubleshooting tips for your files, I want to say thank you to Formatted Books for sponsoring this video. I know so many of you are trying to bootstrap this and do everything yourself for the first book. It's hard work and it's admirable. I know because I did that for my early books. It was the best way for me to learn, and I made a lot of mistakes. But I just don't have the time to fiddle with formatting anymore. I don't have the time to be going back and forth with IngramSpark trying to get my files to work, pulling my hair out. So I work with a professional team who do great work and charge really reasonable rates for formatting. Formatted Books is awesome. They're so personable. They understand what you need as an author, and that's your file to get uploaded and accepted the first time. I suggest that if you are continuing to hit up against a wall whenever you upload your manuscript to IngramSpark or KDP or anywhere else, that you check out Formatted Books for your ebook and print books. I have an affiliate link below so you can check them out and support this channel at the same time. Okay, now let's troubleshoot your file. Okay, so now we're finally getting to the part where you're uploading your files. Okay, so the first thing we're going to go over is the actual cover file. So the first question I'm going to ask you if your cover file is getting kicked back is, did you use the IngramSpark templates for your cover? You need to use their templates. They're providing it for you. Definitely do that. For my very first book that I did with IngramSpark was The Infinite, and I looked at everything and I measured it and it was all perfect and it kept getting kicked back. And I literally took my final file and I just dropped it in their template and it fit perfectly and it was accepted the first time. Use their template. I know they say that you don't need to, but you really need to. Use their template. I have a whole video on how to do it. Definitely make sure you're using that. They're literally giving you exactly what you need. Okay, so the next thing is you're like, I'm using their template, it's in their thing, it's still not working. Okay, did you save the color profile and use CMYK colors? Now, this is something where when you open that template, you hit double click, you open it, it's going to say it's in CMYK. Do not change it. Don't say, oh no, like convert something else. Say, yes, that's what I want. When you save the file, and again, I have this in my video where I'm showing using the template, you're going to see a box pop up. And when you're saving, you're picking the PDF as your file type. It's going to say save color profile. So it's ICC color profile or something. You want to make sure that's checked. All right. So go back and try that and see if it works this time. Okay. The last item that I see people have issues with is on their interior format for their paperback or their hardcover book. And it's the actual like interior of the book. Getting kicked back. And so a lot of that is like the fonts aren't embedded, things aren't the way they're supposed to be. So my first question for you is, did you try to format this in Microsoft Word? Because it specifically says on their file creation guide not to use Microsoft Word. Did you do it? Did ya? Did ya? So there's a very specific way now that you can use Microsoft Word. For several years, it was none at all. Enough people were having issues with it. They said, okay, you can use it, but you have to print to PDF. You cannot save as PDF. It literally has to be printed because it is a printable file to PDF. I know many people are familiar with MS Word. They already have it on their computer. They don't want to buy new software. They don't want to hire somewhere to format it. But guess what? The formatting is the actual part of the book that people are going to read. So it should look good. Do yourself a favor, and I really suggest go with formattedbooks.com. When I've used them, the file has been accepted the first time, every time. I have not had any issues, and this is coming from somebody who used to format her own books. And I would have to go and pull out my hair and redo it again in Scribus, which again, it's a great free alternative. But if you don't want to pull out your hair, if you like your hair the way it is, go with formattedbooks.com. Your hair is going to look great. Your book's going to be accepted the first time. Boom. Okay, so those are the most common troubleshooting issues that I see when people post in forums and ask me directly for help with IngramSpark. What other top tips do you have for other authors that you've discovered along the way? Share those below in the comments so we can keep the conversation going. One last time, I want to give a big thank you to Formatted Books for sponsoring this video. If you found this information helpful, please give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to hit subscribe. That lets YouTube know that you got value from today's video and can get it in front of other authors like us. Now you can get back to writing and submitting your book. Hey, if you want to continue to support this channel and my other creative work, please head over to buymeacoffee.com and support my channel. You can buy me 1 coffee, 3, 5, 10, or you can even get a membership. Those who are in the membership are actually going to be included in the acknowledgments pages of all of my published books moving forward as a big thank you. And you can even get some additional options to get an Instagram thank you post shout out or a shout out in an upcoming video. Thank you so much for supporting this channel.